Look at that. Woo! Look at that. Sitting on the real pretty designs. Yeah, this was in a rotated around where I couldn't see this, but boy oh boy. YouTube, Ant-Man Moto here. Hope you're having a fantastic whatever day this is for you. For me, it is a Monday. And today, I'm going to go over the finer points of changing a tire with my Rabaconda tire changer. Yes, I am going to bust out the Rabaconda tire changer and I'm going to put on a slightly used Pirelli Rosso Corsa 4 and take off my old tire, which has had it. Let me show you. Hopefully you can see that. The belts are nice and shiny and sparkly. Can you see that? Those are the belts showing on a Rosso 4. This is not the Rosso Corsa 4, it is a Rosso 4. Now the shocking part about it is this tire only has 1,500 miles on it. That's right, 1,500 miles I've put on this tire. You can see the side wear is pretty good. I still have got plenty of meat on the sides, both sides, but the center, once those little black dark lines start to show, once those start to become visible, so in between each one of these lines is those steel belts. I was kind of disappointed in that, so what I decided to do was go into my stack of tires. There's my stack of tires. There's one stack, and here's another stack. The tires are in here in a certain method, like this top set of SC3s. Those are going on my track day in April. This under here, these are brand new Metzler Race Tech K1s, and these are going to go on after the track tires are done. I think I will keep these SC3s on after the track day and use them for the Dragon and the North Georgia mountains until they're gone. And then when they come off, I'm gonna put these on. The rest of the tires, they're like fill-in tires, like what I'm doing right now. I'm going to be filling in, let me show you. Got it sitting out here in the partial sun. We don't really have a hot day today, but the sun is out. But this Rosso Corsa 4 is a used one, and you can see the middle has got plenty of life in it. The sidewall here was wearing a little funny. It got a little, I don't know, I want to say down to the wear bar prematurely in my opinion, but out here on the edge there's plenty of meat, and in the middle there's plenty of meat. So this tire is going to get me from right now, which is the end of March. It's going to get me from right now, the end of March, through until the weekend of the 20th of April. That's my tire situation. It's a never-ending battle with the Aprilia Tuono. My beast has gone through another rear tire. So anyway, I'm going to bust out the Rabaconda and I'm going to show you the process of how I now switch tires compared to how I switched them the last time I did one of these videos with my trusty tire spoons. The Rabaconda to the rescue. I love this tool. It is an awesome tool. You need to have one in your life if you don't. Move Kenji's bike out of the way. Whoa. Are we going fast? Whoa. Oh, I didn't notice. The little air holes is the shape of a heart. Oh, I love my grandson. There's the 13. I think it's a 13. I always take my caliper bolts off first. Because when you put it up on the stand, you can't get to this caliper bolt correctly. Okay, and You can see those rear brake pads will be good until track weekend, and then they're coming off. I've got a new set of Ferodo, I think they're called Ferodo brake pads. I got them from AF1, who is my other go-to between Southeast Motorcycle and AF1. If you own an Aprilia, you are covered, absolutely covered. Pressure off of it, pull the axle out. Here comes your tire. All right, and pull that out, pull off the cush drive. All right, now we're gonna get the magic tool, which the beauty of this tool, gosh, I've got so much junk in this garage, man. But the beauty of this tool is, even though you have a small junky garage like I do, you can fit this tool in a corner, or hell, you can even fit it in the back of your truck or underneath your seat of your car. And this is it. I love this thing, man. I just got to remember how to set it up. So that opens like an easel, and I know, yeah, that goes like that. So you can see it's like an easel, like that. You can adjust it up and down however you need. And this goes up top like that. I'm doing this all on memory right now because I have not used the tool in about a few months. It's been a few months. This is the center, this is the pin that holds the tire. And you simply screw it together like that. I know this is the locking pin for when you put the tire on. And this is the ratchet. It slides on like this. And this is how it does its stuff with the tire. All right, and this thing is a tire changer and bead breaker all in one. All right, and these two rubber pieces, they're like bumpers. And you'll see when you slide the tire onto the pin, you'll see how they just hold the tire like so. Now again, I'm doing all this based on memory right now. Now, this pivot point right here, I have marked this because if you put this pivot point here at the end, that will fit the rear tire. But if you're changing a front tire, you simply unscrew these knobs here. When you're doing your front tire, you will move this little pivot point down here because obviously your tire's narrower, and so your bead breaker is going to not need to be as far. Okay, that just slides in that pin like that. And as you can see, you can adjust the bead breaker by unscrewing this pin, and it raises and lowers the whole assembly to where you need it for your rim. And all the pieces on this are nice reinforced plastic, so nothing gets scratched. And so once you're where you should be, which is about there, tighten that down and just give it a little leverage, and boom, my friends, your bead is broken, just like that. It's super easy. Just give it a rotate. It's already broken, so you know this all comes off pretty easily now. They sell a lubricant, a tire lube that you can use with this, but you know what I use? Dish detergent and water. By the way, the Rabaconda has a full operator's manual with pictures and parts catalog if you need to order new stuff. But see, if you don't feel like watching the video, which I really don't, you can reference everything right here. And this is the pin, or not pin, but the bushing. And that bushing just keeps your tire centered. You put that in place, and you need that for when you're removing the tire off the rim. Looks like it's supposed to be at the 12 o'clock position. Okay, so this slides on here like so. You lift it up. Okay, you take your pin. Once you have this in place, you take your pin, you insert it in here. This keeps the tire from moving. That's what keeps the tire stationary. We put a little bit of tire soap in here. And then you take this and you put it down over the duck head like so. You lift it. See, what you're prying on is the duck head and not the rim. That plastic duck head sticking out protects the rim. All right, and then this is like a ratchet. So as you can see, you're locked in place. You've pried the lip over, and then you just simply start. I'm really rusty at this, but you can see how tire's halfway off. Okay, we're gonna try to do this second bead. Set at 6 o'clock position, which means down. Okay, this goes down here, locks on like that. Hopefully you can see. I don't know if you can see or not. Okay, and then this has to go under there, and then you pry it over like that. Spray a little bit more tire soap in there. So you see I've put this, and there's that little latch there, and you stick it over this little end of the duck head again, and you pry the bead around so it's just kind of halfway off. And then we're going to repeat what we did with the first side. Now it's a little trickier, so because as soon as you start moving, it comes off. But it's like a ratchet, so I just keep it. And boom, just like that, folks, your tire's off. Your tire's off. Now this is after me not using this tool for, it's been 5 months since I've used this tool. Let's go to the inserting portion. Again, reminding myself how to do everything. This is my Rosso Corsa 4 that I took off for the Deals Gap trip last year because I was nervous about the way one of the sides was wearing. But now I feel like this has enough to get a few rides out of it. Now, of course, it's important to figure out the direction. So direction of rotation is towards me. This tire has been sitting out in the sun, hallelujah. And to get the tire mounted, you just simply push it onto the rim. Oh my God, we're halfway there. Okay, there it is, it's there. Okay, so this needs to be like about right here. Yeah, it's pretty close. That's it. Ensure that this is at a 12 o'clock position. 12 o'clock, just like that. All I need is one right now. Okay, continue down. Come on, girl. and that's it. These beautiful plastic things come off. They do not mar or scratch your rims at all, which I fucking love. And that's it. And your tire's mounted. And then you just start sticking the parts back in the bag. I mean, that's it. It's like that simple to change your tire. It took me 15 minutes, and that was reacquainting myself with the whole process. You'll be able to get a tire off and on in like a minute, maybe even 2 at the most. It is just that easy to use, and it's just really rewarding. I don't know. And see, what I'm gonna do now is just stick all these pieces back in the case, just like that. Stick all these pieces back in the case along with the manual. And if you're not much for manuals and you need a better lesson on how to use this, go to YouTube. There's a YouTube video for Rabaconda that's great, and you can just watch and pause, and try, watch, pause, and try. And there, folks, and there's my tire changer against the wall, no longer taking up no space in this already junky garage. And that's how I change tires now. I mean, this is still considered by hand, I guess, because I'm not using any powered equipment. It's still a tool that I'm using. But I used to use tire spoons and rim protectors. I'm so happy that because of this method, you no longer need rim protectors. You really don't. Because the parts on the Rabaconda tire changer are all plastic that touch the rim. All the parts that come in contact with the rim are beautiful plastic, and they just don't harm the rim at all. So it's actually quite wonderful. Make sure your fingers are clear. 1, 2. Okay, now, what do we have left? Oh yeah, my little trusty dusty Harbor Freight balancer. This, my friends, is my Harbor Freight balancer. Again, Harbor Freight coming through for your boy. 40 bucks, I think this thing was, $39. I don't know, I've used it so many times, I can't tell you how many times it's paid for itself. A lot of times in tire balancing. I've probably balanced at least 50 sets of tires with this thing. I'm really not good at balancing. I'm really not. But the spot that goes straight down is the heavy spot, which means 180 degrees from the heavy spot, which is straight down. This is the spot that needs to wait. All right, so I clean up with a little Windex, and then I wipe it down with a little bit of brake cleaner. Get it good and clean. Some people say you're supposed to use rubbing alcohol instead of brake cleaner because brake cleaner actually leaves a film. I found I have no problem with using brake cleaner. Okay, that's a lot of weight, man. Okay, well, I'm gonna hope that's it. I mean, look at that. It's got a huge swath of weight on it. We shall see how it rides. As I take this, lift up the little caliper bracket to where the hole is there, and then I take the axle and I just stick it right in the caliper bracket hole, and I just leave it dangling like this, And what that does is that keeps this lined up. And then I can just kind of, with this little stick right here, can just adjust the height until it lines right up. And it slides through pretty effortless. Okay, and then we'll get our little torquey torque. There it is, 120 Newton meters. Okay, so she's set for 120. So let's listen for the beep. That's it. 122. Perfect chain tension, if I do say so myself. Absolutely perfect. I just wanted to give you a shot of this. This is, I didn't have any belts showing until I went on the ride yesterday, and look at that. Woo! Look at that, sitting on the real pretty designs. Yeah, this was in a rotated around where I couldn't see this, but boy, oh boy. Okay. So anyway, Rosso 4 here, and didn't wear so well down the center. All right, and for the final moment, we're going to take it for a test ride up and down the street. Nowhere far. It's starting to get a little dark. I've been messing around and letting daylight leave, but to do that whole process of the tire change you just witnessed took about, the actual tire changing part took about 6 minutes. But taking the tire off, getting the garage cleaned out, taking the tire off, balancing the tire, 30 minutes. That machine is so awesome. Pump up your rear brake calipers a couple times before you take off. All right, let's see what it feels like. I had to put a tremendous amount of weight, so just curious to see if I can feel it. So far I can't feel anything. I don't know why I have my 360 here. I'm not using it. Yeah, feels pretty smooth. Feels pretty smooth. So the Rabaconda tire changer in combination with the Harbor Freight balancer, whoa. It is a fantastic combination. I highly recommend it. Both things take up very little space in your garage, which is what I love.